Hi, I'm Tom from Stuff.
And I'm Esat, also from Stuff.
Now, you've probably already got a PlayStation 4 and you quite possibly think you know everything there is to know about using it. But perhaps we've got one or two tips and tricks that you might not already know about. Let's find out.
So I'll kick things off. Step one, pick up your controller. You're doing great. Now, first of all, appear offline. It took Sony forever to get this thing up, but they've got it here and it's a blessing. So easy, start at the home screen, go across to your profile, click on that. Online status, you probably guessed that already, and appear offline. And in a few seconds, boom, you're completely invisible. You can play Destiny or whatever you want without your boss ever finding out.
So come back out to the home screen.
Yep.
And that's how you know you're offline. You've got that in the top corner.
There we go. And that's
Except there's actually an even better way to do this. So if you log out, let me show you.
I thought was that not the only way?
There is a better way. Because the problem with this method is that in order to appear offline, you've had to already log in online. So whoever you're trying to hide from could know that you've already come online. So if I may, I'll log in here. Now, before I log in at all, rather than press X on my profile, I press Options. Here we've got login with online status, appear offline. And there you go, I have logged in, appeared offline. No one need know I was ever here.
So they're pretty useful. Cool, that's a good solid tip to start things off. What's next?
Another feature that Sony took a little while to add to the PS4 is the ability to turn down the brightness of the light bar. This can be pretty bright if you're sitting next to a reflective monitor or screen. The way you do it is just hold down the PS button, you bring up this sound and devices menu, pop down to brightness of DualShock 4 light bar and select whatever you prefer. I tend to go with dim, but that's just me.
Tom, while you're there, you might as well show people how to change the volume on the controller speaker.
Yeah, I think we've all been there, haven't we? You're playing games at midnight, everyone else in the house is asleep, and suddenly the speaker from the controller makes an almighty racket. This is the same menu that we got to by holding down the PS button. You can do that on any screen. Instead, you pop to the top and turn that volume right down, if you want to. A lot of games will also have a setting so that you can turn the controller speaker off entirely. So another useful way of doing it.
The next feature is one we've been after for absolutely ages, and Sony included it in their last update, and that's the friend notification feature, and I will show you how that works right here. So once again, settings, we're going to be saying that a lot today, and go down to notifications. And over here, where it says when friends go online, you can actually specify which friends pop up with an alert to say that they're online. Now, if you love everyone equally, you want to go select all, but if it's only a few people, like Bill, if you're watching this, and yeah, so that's it. So every time Bill comes on, it will tell me, but whenever someone like Tom comes on, and I'm not that fussed about, I have nothing and I just carry on gaming, so yeah.
It's one of those features that was available on Xbox for ages and has only just appeared on PlayStation 4, and it is super useful.
Yeah, better late than never, I guess, so yeah.
Now, it can be pretty boring looking at the same home screen every time you log onto PlayStation 4, but thankfully now it's pretty easy to change up the theme and give your PS4 a new lease of life. Again, you head to settings. What a great surprise. Pop down to themes and then select theme. You can see that I've got a bunch here that I have already downloaded, but you can get more just by clicking on Find in PlayStation Store. This will take you to the theme dedicated area of the store where you can select from loads of stuff. There are a lot that cost money, but there are also, if you scroll down, plenty that are free. There we go, Game of Thrones. And this is a dynamic theme, which means it will have some degree of animation. I've not seen it before, so who knows? So click download, that will come down, hopefully relatively quickly, seeing as we're filming. That's not too bad. And then pop out of the menu, and I can select that theme right here. Here we go. Ooh. I mean, that's not the most dynamic.
Yeah, I was expecting them to say stuff, but
hey, it's a nice reminder during the off-season of Game of Thrones.
It's a strong 6 out of 10 theme, that.
So there you go, that's a quick and easy way to freshen up your PS4.
Now, the free PS Plus games that come out every month are absolutely amazing. I'm sure we can all agree on that.
Sure.
And I'm sure we can also agree that saving them all to your hard drive to potentially never play them again and take up loads of room is massive pain. Thankfully, and this is an amazing feature, one of my favourites, I'll have you know. So you go to the PlayStation Store, wait for it to load up, there it is. PlayStation Plus, there we go. Now, what have we got this month? I haven't even checked. Saints Row.
Saints Row, get out of
hell.
That
is pretty good.
That's good fun.
That does it pretty good. So before, there would be no add to library button, but there it is. Click that, And now, as long as I am continuing to pay for PS Plus, that will be in my library and I can download that at a later date.
Taking screenshots and video is something pretty much all of us do on our PlayStation these days, but the default way of doing it isn't actually the easiest. Everybody knows if you press the share button, you get taken to the share menu. It takes a few seconds. That is not the quickest way to take screenshots. You can hold down the share button, and if you wait a second, ping, there we go. Nice. You get the screenshot is automatically taken and you don't have to mess about with the menus. You can actually make it even easier than that though. The option you need is in the share menu, so tap the share button, enter the menu, press options, sharing and broadcast settings, and then you get this kind of fairly hidden menu, and the option I'm after is the top one, the share button control type. Switch down to easy screenshots, and that means that every time you press the share button, you will get a screenshot immediately. Press and hold to get into the menu, and press twice to start or stop recording a video. It's a much quicker and more intuitive way of taking screenshots. You can thank me later.
Can I just say that's my personal favourite tip so far? I genuinely had no idea.
We're going to shock you still. There's more to come.
This is amazing. If you're a veteran PS4 owner, you're probably familiar with holding this power button down right here and getting rest mode, which basically puts it in standby, just easier to start up, quicker to start up. But there's a lot more you can do with it now. So back to our good old friend settings. Then we scroll down to, where are you? Power saving, nice and intuitive. So we've got some options over here. So set features available in rest mode. And this one right at the bottom here, keep application suspended. That's a great little trick the PS4 does. It basically, if you're in the middle of a game like The Witcher, and then you tick this and then put it into rest mode, when you turn it on again, you'll resume from exactly where you were. So if you're in a field, you'll be back in that field or doing whatever else he does. And there's a few more features here which I'm going to point Tom's way.
Yeah, I mean, you probably already know about this stuff, but there are a few boxes worth ticking here if they're not already ticked. You probably want to supply power to the USB ports because that means you can keep your controllers charged while the machine is off or on standby. You want to stay connected to the internet as well so that all those PlayStation firmware updates and updates to your games occur when you're not using it. They're a little bit quicker like that, and it happens when you're in bed. Brilliant. Now this is where things get a bit nerdy. I know you're not too...
I'm stepping back from this one.
I think this is pretty useful. What we're going to do is learn how to turn our PlayStation on or off with our TV remote, so the whole thing will work simultaneously. It's neat, I promise. We go to settings. Where else are you going to go? Scroll all the way down to system. And the option you're looking for is the enable HDMI device link. Now you also need to turn this on your telly, and handily every telly manufacturer has got a different name for it. The official name is HDMI CEC. Are you still with me?
No, I've switched off ages ago.
Okay. And on Samsung tellies it's called AnyNet Plus, but each manufacturer does have a different version of it. Once you enable it on both the telly and the PlayStation, you can press your button and your PlayStation and your TV will switch off at the same time. And then when you get back into your room, press the button on the remote again, and both devices will boot up simultaneously. Come on, that's great.
Okay, now Tom, I don't know about you, but I'm a pretty amazing gamer, and I often feel like my exploits should be shared with the whole world live. If you feel the same way, and I'm sure you guys do, just press the old share button over here. And when you're in a game, this time you'll see broadcast gameplay on the very right hand side. So you tap that and you'll be met with Twitch, YouTube, Ustream, Dailymotion, they're all there. So from this point on, you choose the service that you want to use, you log in, and once you come back here, you'll see your game, and on the side there'll be comments, how many people are watching you live, and so there you go. I think he said 4, so I'll take that. I'll happily take 4.
And there's another good way to manage your friends list. You can now create groups, which can make inviting a bunch of people to a game or party far quicker. So you go to friends, add favorite group, and create new favorite group, assuming you haven't created any already. You tick the boxes for whichever players you want to add to this new group, confirm, and you can add a group name if you want. I'm not going to here. Create new favorite group, and those guys are now in a group that I can invite all at once. So when you go to your friends list, you go to favorite groups, you click on them, and I can chat in party, create an event, or message everybody all at once. That's very handy indeed.
Now, if you're anything like me, you're quite popular, so it's quite useful to switch. Yeah, it's true. It's quite useful to switch between messages and what game you're playing if you get messaged a lot. So I just did that just then. So that was a quick double tap. So what the double tap on the home button does is takes you between your game and the last screen you're on. So I'll show you again. Look at this. Check that out. There you go. And if I was in the PSN store, then it would bump me back to the PSN store. And the single tap to the home screen works as well. And double tap again. Very basic, not visually that exciting, but I promise you it's really useful when you're bombarded with messages from people telling you how amazing you are.
Never happens. So this is a really good one, but I have a feeling it might get a little bit embarrassing for me, because what I'm going to do is compare my trophies with this guy.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, don't you? Worry about that.
We'll see. So I head to trophies from the main media bar, and I've got all the list of my trophies. That's all fine. Then I click on compare trophies and scroll down to whoever I choose. Let's go with this guy right here. And the PlayStation will quickly compare the games we've both played and put our scores next to each other. I beat you on the division!
The lower the score, the better, right?
That is not true. That is not true. I win at the division.
It depends on your perspective, but yeah. There is no way to make this sexy. This sexy. It's an Ethernet cable and you can plug it straight into the back of your PS4, way faster than Wi-Fi, less interference, and if you can, do so.
To connect a pair of headphones to your PlayStation, you don't need to run a cable right across your lounge. You just connect pretty much any old pair of headphones to the bottom of the PlayStation controller, and then the sound will be wirelessly transmitted from the PlayStation to the controller, and you'll get all of the sound straight to the headphones. Best of all, if you've got a microphone on these headphones, that can be used as your microphone in-game, or even for voice controls.
Now, we know not everyone uses voice commands. I certainly don't. I forgot they existed, to be honest, but they can actually be quite useful. For example, PlayStation, take screenshot.
It's magic!
It actually worked. Amazing. Now, if you want to see what else you can do, you can just say all commands. Why don't we go with start party?
If you haven't already downloaded the PlayStation app for iPhone or Android, it's well worth doing so. It looks a bit like this, and you can do various things with it, like order games while you're out and about so that they can be downloaded to your PlayStation and are ready to play by the time you get home. Admittedly, the process takes a few taps, so we're going to speed it all up here, but essentially I can buy a game here, it will appear on the PlayStation.
Now, there's actually another way you can use your phone to enhance your PS4 experience, and it's called the PlayStation Messages app. It's basically WhatsApp for your PS4. It saves you from using the clunky on-screen keyboard, so you can just type out messages to your friends on here, basically like WhatsApp. It's as simple as that, but it's actually really useful when you're trying to sort out raids in Destiny or anything else that you might do.
Still got your phone handy? Good, because there's another way you can link it up with your PlayStation, and that's using Spotify. If you open the Spotify app on a phone that's connected to the same Wi-Fi network as your PlayStation, you will see your PlayStation appear at the bottom in the list of Spotify Connect devices. Select the PlayStation from the list, and whatever you're playing on your phone will be sent to the PlayStation, as if by magic. That means you can continue playing your game on the main screen while you essentially use your smartphone to control the soundtrack. We could also tell you how to play your PlayStation 4 games on a PC, Mac, or even an Android device.
But we won't.
We won't, because we don't have enough time. Instead, you'll have to click on one of these two links and do a bit of reading.
So those are all the PS4 tips and tricks that we've got for the time being, but if we've missed anything out, let us know in the comments below.
And if you found the video useful, please do like and subscribe.